Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Cherika Brown, of course. We're on another episode of Cherika Be Talking because I be talking. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about the University of Michigan head coach Sherrone Moore being fired from his position. Now, if any of you are into college football or whatnot, you've seen the news, you've seen the media, and you know what's going on right now. The same thing that we're always constantly talking about, these public figures and these people that are in control, claiming to be followers of Christ, falling down due to lust. Let's just talk about that work wife, work husband, all of that childishness that's going on, because clearly those are real things that we have to consider in today's world. So allegedly, all of this information is alleged. I don't know these people personally or anything. The head coach was messing around with his assistant or whatever, a staffer of the team as well. And he got this young lady pregnant or whatever, and he was fired. However, he had a situation where his wife found out some things. He went to the girl's house to confront the side piece, and it was just a messy situation where he threatened to end himself and end her. And something about a door dasher saw that he ordered a plan B directly to his office at the school. Just a whole bunch of messy stuff that can be prevented if men learn how to stop falling for temptation and lust, and if women took accountability and left taken and married men alone. People were going back and forth, as I saw, saying, oh, he was the one in a marriage and he owed her loyalty. And while that is very much true, because they're in a covenant with God, as single women, we have to take responsibility. It was no secret that this man was married. A man is only able to do as far as much as a woman allow him to. He would not have been able to mess with this young lady had she said, you know, you're married and no, I'm not doing anything with you. If he turned her down, what made him even comfortable to make advances on this lady? And they say things like he gave her a 55% increase in her salary. It just jumped from last year. This year, her salary increased from like 50 something thousand to like 90 something thousand. Ridiculous. It's like the things that men will do just selfishly to fulfill sexual desires is insane. They say he and his wife had 3 children together, if I'm not mistaken. So when I'm seeing this situation, I'm seeing people constantly, oh, T, like this is just so T, like it's just something to talk about, which it's getting old in my opinion. And it's like, when will men just learn to keep their stuff in their pants and learn that what you got at home is enough? Stop being greedy. Like, are y'all fighting with your sexuality? Like, what is the monster living in y'all that just make you so greedy and want to hurt people that you love? While people is looking at it as tea, the only thing I can't help but do it but is think like, wow, I feel so bad for this lady, his wife, who has 3 young kids. It's holiday season. She's going through this whole cheating scandal that she did not sign up for. People searching her up and people probably asking her questions. And, you know, the wrong man in your life can really bring about some drama and stress that would not have been in your life had he not been there otherwise. And it's like all the money in the world, like we know head coaches make pretty good money. All the money in the world cannot replace your sanity and your peace of mind and loyalty and love and just someone who you can truly depend on. And it's so sad that men, especially black men, are constantly being tricked out their position, but they're doing it to themselves. They plan themselves out their own position because he didn't have to cheat on his wife. He chose to cheat on his wife. He didn't have to get someone pregnant. Getting someone pregnant is never a mistake. You chose to get someone pregnant. It's the stupid decisions and then We always think that we can do things in the dark and it's never going to come out. I'm here to tell you, let these lessons from other people not be tea, and let it be a lesson to you to remember if you're ever about to fall into sin or you're about to take a stupid pill, that every little thing that you are doing that you think people will never find out about, people will always find out. People don't have to be looking and lurking or trying to control you to find out information, because God will always reveal what's done, especially when you're walking around claiming in bios to be a Christ follower. And when you're claiming, you cannot use God's name in vain. You got to be serious when you do stuff like that. And a lot of people do that for power and position in the world, and it backfires in these kind of ways, because God cannot be played with. You can play with man all you want to, but if you're using his name and you're trying to create an image, people can see right through that. And it's only a matter of time before what your butt is doing behind everybody's back comes to the light. This man was supposed to sign, I think they said, like a $13 million contract if he was to continue coaching. All of that gone down the drain. When you have 3 kids to explain that to, 3 kids to wonder why mommy and daddy is no longer together and we were just okay, and why don't we go to daddy games anymore? Like, you're breaking so many hearts for your selfish lust. It's no self-control. Like, you're out here being a leader to young boys, young athletes, that you should be teaching discipline and self-control. You should be the ultimate image of what they think about when they think about a well-rounded, God-fearing, Christ-following man of God. And you're everything but that. And a lot of men have internal issues that they never addressed, and women just accept them for whatever they came with and don't ever really encourage them to go to some type of therapy, or, you know, just address the little small red flags. Like, somebody even mentioned in one of the comments I was reading was like, well, just look at his following on Instagram. But a man will sit in your face and tell you straight up, it's just Instagram. I'm just following anybody. That don't mean anything. I don't talk to them for real. But you're feeding your lust. Men are visual creatures. If you're scrolling online, the things you choose to interact with will be things you want to act on. As men, you have to pray for wisdom, and you have to start moving differently so that you don't find yourself in situations that you wish you never gotten yourself into. And of course, when you look at anything in the big picture, grand scheme of things, it seems so hard. Like, oh, I have to be with this one lady forever. If it sounds so much like a difficult task to you, wake up every day and choose your partner every single day. Just know that my wife is the only woman for me. Today, I'm choosing her. Make it a day-by-day commitment that you keep yourself focused. Even how you interact with co-workers of the opposite sex. If you're going inside an office building, let this be a lesson to all of y'all watching. This ain't just about the coach. Like, we're using his situation for lessons for ourselves, but when we interact with co-workers of the opposite sex, there's a such thing as a friendly hug, a hug that's too long, a hug that's too intimate, like a smile, a look that's too long. We know triggers, and you know, we're human. Interaction can cause people to fall into sin, but you don't just fall into the bed with people, you build up to that point. So make sure if you see yourself slipping up or building up or becoming too intimate with somebody that is only supposed to be a work partner, that you pull back. And it's never too late if you feel like, oh, we done kissed or we done did this and did that. Stop it. Like, control yourself, set boundaries. And that's why boundaries are important. People act like boundaries are some kind of hindrance, but boundaries are important for not falling into sin ultimately. And I'm pretty sure somebody made a move, or she probably even looked at it like, oh, he easy, this little black man, I'm a white woman, he, you know, they easy, he want me, he love playing in the snow, as they say, like his wife white, I'm white, like I'm his type, I'm just gonna try to use him to advance my career. She probably didn't even care if he left his wife or not. She just wanted to make more money. And he fell right on into the trap. As women, we gotta respect another woman. A woman shouldn't have to be your friend or your sister or your cousin or someone you love in order for you to respect even yourself. A man that is taken is not a man that is available. Another woman's husband is not your husband. Another woman's boyfriend is not your boyfriend. All the times I see stuff even on social media with somebody saying, oh, my ex is in a new relationship, but oh, he know where home is, or I'm just so in love with him. No. If a man is with another woman, you all are no longer a thing. Stop thinking that what belongs to someone else can be yours, or wanting what other people have, or just trying to ruin what other people have. We got to stop making selfish decisions in society, and it does not take you having to think that you're not the person responsible for someone's loyalty for you to make a decision that is right. True indeed, he is the one that walked down the aisle and he's the one that took vows, but you are no different than him by choosing to sin with him. You're a hindrance to your brethren, honestly. You're a Jezebel. You're a temptress. Because, yeah, we all are responsible for ourselves and our own sins. And who wants to be known as a home wrecker or someone that's taking what somebody else's, or just causing that much stress and distraught in a family's life? Like, before you cheat with a man, consider, even if you can't consider his wife, consider his children, and just how they would feel. Forget him, forget the wife, if you want to say it, because maybe the wife sometimes even know that they're with a cheater and they just turn a blind eye to it at a certain point, and they don't really have the guts to actually leave until it becomes a humiliation ritual where they feel like too many people know now. So we never know the dynamic of people's relationships, so we can't speak on that. But just think about the innocent children involved. And, just don't get yourself tied up into some mess and drama that's truly not worth it. Is it truly worth selling your soul? Because that's what you're doing if you're doing it for like a raise at work or, the thrill. And you should feel less than, honestly, if you're sitting around messing with a taken man or a married man. It's not something respectable at all. And it's not, because every time people go through these scandals, they like to go and turn off their comments. They go and make their page private. They just take all the steps because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to see people get in their comments like, why was you messing with that lady, man? Why were you at work trying to have interpersonal relationships and that romantic relationships at work? Like, can you even be trusted by another man to even go to work at that point? I know for me, I don't go working with the mindset of let me find a man. If we're working, we're keeping it strictly business. It's very rare that sometimes you may like end up dating or talking to a coworker, but the head coach that's married, girl, come on. Both are guilty. Both are dead wrong, and both need to lie in the bed that they made. Of course, she may get a slap on the wrist. From my understanding, her dad is like a coach in the NFL or whatever. She gonna get her another opportunity, but he is likely cooked. And then what irritates me is that when men get caught doing whatever they're doing, knowing that they intentionally made these choices and they're just being trifling and don't care about nobody but themselves, they want to get to wanting to end themselves and end everybody else. Like, no. Accept your consequences. Accept your consequences and lie in the bed that you made. Be a man. That's the problem. You aren't a man. And I can get into a whole nother conversation on why they choose who they choose, and all of that stuff, and how it's telling, even the way they look, and just I can get into a whole nother discussion on that. But I think the main thing is just people need to learn self-control and stop letting their lust control them. The lust has been a downfall of many powerful men right now in the media. And to Black men, that's something y'all really need to work on. Self-control. fruits of the Spirit. You need to look up fruits of the Spirit before you go put in follower of Christ and man of God in all your bios. You need to go and see the fruits that you need to be bearing as a follower of Jesus in order to claim his name, and make sure that you show those fruits in your life. We need to see those fruits, not just hear you talk a good game. But y'all know I'll be back because I'll be talking. Peace.